Hey y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. To those of you who said, wow, that's a pretty clean desk for crafting, let me show you my desk now. It's a hot mess, y'all. That's what it looks like today because I've been doing a ton of crafting this afternoon. That every day I clean it up. That's what it looks like in the middle of making, just so y'all feel better. The rule is that my crafty mess stays out of the lanai. So when I am doing this, before I go to bed at night, everything has to be cleared, cleaned, and put away. That's the deal with the hubby. And this week, y'all, I have made an unholy mess in my front craft area, doing all the packaging up of stuff. Happy Meal, kits, racks. It looks like a little elf factory, and one with like someone who's like really messy. So my husband's been very patient, and I'm grateful. And I promised him that tonight and tomorrow I would spend the whole time cleaning it up and reorganizing it, so it doesn't look like a hot mess. But that's not why I'm on. I'm on to say, first of all, to those of you who said I don't have an actual craft desk, guess what, y'all? In Brooklyn, I don't either. You know that. I craft on the kitchen table, which is also where I grade papers, and I craft on the sofa. So by craft desk, show us what's on your craft desk. Here I actually have a desk, but I normally don't in Brooklyn. So, I mean, show us where you're crafting. Like in Brooklyn, I would have showed you on my kitchen table or on the sofa. So wherever you're making, just show us what you're making, where you're making. Y'all, I told you that Soleil sent these amazing embellishments right when I needed them most, right? Because I was working on something for Rue and for another person, and this really helped. It just helped so much. And so I'd like to show you what I made inspired by Enchanted by Craft, Soleil's amazing embellishments. These are the little miniature cards from Stamperia, from the Alice pad. I fussy cut them out one by one. I backed them up on 110-pound cardstock. I distress stained them in 2 different colors. I don't here have Collage Medium by Tim Holtz. Guess what I found out, y'all? I tested all my paints. And this one, Spun Gold, if you're very delicate when you lay it down, it works just like Collage Medium, and it's a lot cheaper. That's a fun find. I want to share that with y'all. All right, so I then, because my ephemera pieces, which were Jen Hadfield, were a little bit too white, I Collage Medium them. On the plain cards, I actually did use Crackle Paste by Gildan. Y'all, it was $16.99, then my professor's discount, and it was terrible. It barely crackled. I was so disappointed. I'm taking it back today. I have to go to the post office. I'm returning it, and I'm going to show them this to show them that it didn't work. And what's a shame about it is that product you can mix 10% any acrylic color into it. So you can make it any color crackle you want, except it doesn't crackle properly. So all the plain cards have been crackled, although you barely see it. Then I did some mixed media stamping. These are my favorite Jane Davenport little mini facial stamps. And you'll see that one's done in gold. You can see her peeking out. That is a little silver gemmy that I've added some Finnabair pistachio and Finnabair copper wax to because it was too shiny silver. And that's my favorite green tinsel trim. So that's one of the ones inspired by Soleil. This is another one inspired by Soleil. So again, they're little playing cards, mixed media painting. This one I did some texturizing paste, a little bit of vintage trim, and another one of those flowers. This is one of my faves. It's more complicated. There's the ephemera, the trim, the amazing beading, lots of mixed media, some tulle. This one's more complicated. And then last but not least, just some sort of simple vintage gold trim ones with some stamping. So those are my little baby embellishments inspired by Enchanted by Craft Soleil. Not surprising. The next project's gonna surprise you, but it's a special birthday present for one of my favorite subscribers. And I think I've been profoundly influenced by Donna Dreams ×3 and Jelly Bean Junction. Because when I began this project, y'all, it was gonna be all vintage. And you can see I just stressed this. I bought this wooden cross at Hobby Lobby, and I made it look like a barnyard door. I stained it, I sanded it. I really made it look like it's been sitting in a barn for a long time, because the person this is going to loves vintage crafting and country. That's all I'm gonna say. So I wanted it to look like it was a piece of a barn door that sat in a barn for a while, and I got that effect. by mixing paint and inks. On the sides, I like distress stained and patinaed and did all sorts of finishes. The middle here has a vintage trim with a little bit of ruffle. This overlay was too bright, the silver. So again, I covered it. I did little treatments of Finnabair in pistachio and in copper, and you can see that to tone down the silver because it was too shiny for vintage. And I did the same thing up top. Behind here is gonna shock you. I know, Alicia's using bling on a project. Look at that. Trim with bling peeking through. This is my favorite merchant trim. I didn't have a heart this size, so I kind of hand drew it, cut it out of cardstock, put the Jane Eyre vintage paper on top, added the word hope in these little alphas. And then I thought, well, it kind of needed the bling because from far away, I want her to be able to hang this and see the idea of hope no matter where she is. And so that was the idea. So not my typical project, y'all, I know, but there you have it. And last but not least, my third project share is a Memdex for Rare Rue Crafts. And it's clearly an Alice in Wonderland Memdex. These are playing cards. You can see the gemmies. Again, I used Finnabair waxes. You can see the pistachio. I went a little heavy on purpose there with the copper. These are the playing cards from Stamperia. So that's what they looked like before I converted them into like this, y'all. So now you see what they look like when I started. All right, so they're the two playing cards. This is a thimble button, like a sewing button, that I broke off the back using pliers, and there's that trim. This is a vintage trim, and then this one opens up in the back. Those are two flowers. These are 3 tickets built up, so it's nice and sturdy for an enclosure, and my information will go in there. And that, y'all, is my Memdex for Rare Rue. So I guess I'm over my Memdex issue, and I'll tell you what it was. It was Misty, my paper cuts, who helped me. I like to make in the style of the other person. And I guess with Memdexes, for me, they're kind of like ATCs. And I was struggling to make in like other people's styles because I guess a Memdex represents my kind of art. And I kept trying to make it in everyone else's style. And Misty's like, why don't you just make it in your own? And I guess because this Rue and I have a similar aesthetic for some things, this is more my own. So that helped me figure out what my challenges are with the Memdexes lately. And that, y'all, is my third and final project of the day. I hope you loved it. I love sharing it with you. Again, a big thanks to Enchanted by Craft Soleil for this awesome inspiration. You see, y'all, we inspire each other each and every day. Each and every day. I am wishing for you a healthy and a happy evening. I probably won't see you again until tomorrow. So have a fun and crafty night, and I'll see y'all then. Bye for now.